back. The time is now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to NUFC Talk. We are live. I just got in after a good old win over there at St. James's Park at home in Newcastle. Newcastle United advanced to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Something to be joyous. A lot to talk about when it comes to the lineups and the performances of many players. Interesting choices by Eddie Howe. It ended up working at the end of the day because we end up moving on. But there's a lot that we can talk about. Of course, you can call us and have your say. 0191-916-8864. As I said, I'm just joining in, so I got to sort a lot of stuff out. But I want to know your opinion, your takes right here at full time. Call us now again, 0191-916-8864. Gary, what do you make of the team today? We won.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, the one thing we can't do is overreact. Fulham had a lot of players missing because of AFCON and injuries. So, really speaking, this wasn't, a full-strength Fulham. But you can only play what's in front of you. We had our own issues. Again, when we saw the team sheet, it was like, who is playing right back and who's not playing left back, type of thing. So, it was a bit confusing, and even when Eddie Howe says it in the pre-match interview, when he saw the still of the team sheet, it was like, it's not what I've got type of situation. So, and again, I've got to give credit where credit's due. Apart from probably one main mistake, I thought Miley did okay, and I thought their left-hand side, with Robinson and Kevin was probably the danger area. And I thought Miley did okay. And again, I look at the midfield. The midfield worked to a degree. It didn't allow Fulham to come on in the press. Again, I'm a little bit disappointed at times we go too deep. We certainly don't. We don't need to against teams like these. And I don't know why the lads decided to do that. It's obviously the amount of games that they've got. There's certainly something in their mindset, their tactic, where they try and get that breather in when they can. But I thought there was certainly, as Boki said at the end of the live commentary, there's certainly players that today they've given it something. They've made the gaffer look at them individually, and now against Chelsea, he's got something to ponder. It can't be just the same players on the field. I didn't think Ramsey had a bad game today. I thought he played really well. It's nice to see Wissa play something different tonight because, again, he didn't come deep. He played off the shoulder, and that really made them think about, dropping too many players forward. They had to stay focused and tight at the back, and that occupied Anderson and Cuenca a lot more than it would have done with Voltemade starting. So that was a really good point for us. Again, as I've always said, whenever we make changes, and I don't know what it is, and it doesn't matter who we play, we never look comfortable in the first 5-10 minutes of those changes happening. It seems as though it takes us a lot. It's like we've broken the rhythm. Bruno was great today. I thought Bruno was fantastic, but he did look leggy. I think these games come in thick and fast, as everybody, calls him Mr. Reliable. I think there's going to be a time in the very, very near future that Eddie will need to pull Bruno off the park and give him a break.
All right. Gary Moen is calling us now from Newcastle, of course, trying to have his say. So, Gary, welcome to the show, mate. And how are you, first of all? All good? I'm talking to you in a minute. Gary, you there?
I'm good.
How are you? What do you think about the game, mate?
Well, after Sunday and after the last couple of games, you've got to be encouraged. Because, it couldn't get any worse than the last few games.
True.
But there was a bit of desire there anyway. But one person that stood out in the whole of that game was Miley. He was, when I saw him put in at right back, I thought, oh God, what's going on here? But then I thought, okay, yeah, you probably can play it. But he didn't just play it. He was supreme in the whole of the game. He was just fantastic. And then he ends up scoring the winning goal as well.
Yeah.
And Brian Clough once said about Peter Beardsley, it doesn't matter what position you play him in, he has to be on the field. And I think Miley's getting onto that now. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, if you want me to believe that he's the best player for Newcastle United and therefore he needs to play, no, I don't agree with that. But you can have a point of that he should start over Joe Linton, for example. So I'll agree with that.
Yeah, he has to be on the pitch. That's what I'm saying. That's the point.
Yeah, not
he
over
has
other
to be
players,
on the
though.
field.
Like, for example, Miley started over Tonali. I don't think that, Tonali needs to be, or not over, but he started and Tonali didn't. I think Tonali needs to play every game, if you ask me. So
He grows up by the week, Miley. He grows up by the week.
yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I don't disagree with that.
He's turning into such a special player.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was fantastic tonight. But we got a result which was great,
Yes.
and it was lovely to see the crowd getting on the team's back and letting them know, hey, look, pull your fingers out your backsides and get on with the game. But there was some nice football played tonight.
Yes.
And one thing that was so apparent very early on, what have we've been missing every game this season? Somebody in the box to tap a knock in it, to tap a goal in. And where was he? Wissa. There he was. And it was that was manna from heaven, Wissa scoring that goal, because without him, if he had been playing in all these games that we've missed him, how many goals would we have scored like that,
Probably none.
So it's just fabulous to see somebody like that back in the team now. It gives us a bit of a bite and something up front, And he looks good, Wissa. He looks really good. So I'm encouraged now by all this, Chris. I really am. And
Absolutely.
I think that Wissa's going to make such a big difference, such a big difference. He's going to score with goals. He does the things that, what was his name, who used to play for us before him, number 9?
Oh, the number 14.
Number 14, that one. What was his name again?
Yeah, there you go.
I can't remember.
But it's interesting because for the first time ever,
Isaac, wasn't it? So he picks up those positions that he would do. So that's what we've been missing all season. So now we can look forward, get the Christmas over and the New Year, everybody fit, and then Eddie can start really putting the team together with a guy sitting in the 6-yard box, which we've played without all season.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
No, I don't. I disagree totally, wholeheartedly. But that's your opinion. We'll see what Wissa can do.
Hang on, why do you think we haven't? So you think we have been playing with somebody in the 6-yard box all season?
Yes. Yeah. I agree with
Gary,
that.
can I pick up on that one? I think the night we played a different style with the two set midfielders we had in Willock and Ramsey. They were getting further forward.
We decided to give the forward the ball, which was the first time in a long time.
So we changed the style basically. It wasn't just the change. It wasn't the change of play that made the difference. It was that we changed the style, in my view.
Yeah.
Well, you could be sort of right, but then again, you see the supremacy of Murphy on the right wing. Right now, when he links up with Wissa's going to be banging goals in for fun, like that fella did, Isaac. Wasn't that him?
Yeah. Well, we are just we are missing the point. Says Jordy Howe, man. Everyone's missing the point. How we won, win, living at halftime, get well soon, win. So there you go. That might be the he didn't go to the cup final either, and we beat Liverpool. So he might have something might be going on there that we need to dive into. Gary Moen, thank you for calling us. I appreciate you calling us and stay in contact. All right, I'll be in the tune soon. So hope to see you.
Yeah. I'll catch you later, lads. So see you, Boki. See you, Gary.
See you later, Gary. That was Gary Moen there, ladies and gents. Don't forget to call us now. Have your say. 0191-916-8864. Boki, we are through, baby. We're in the semifinals of the Carabao Cup.
Let's do this one.
Oh, and Laura Toon, we found a way for hugs and of celebration to all, something like that. There you go.
We found
Boki,
a way. Kiss and hugs.
Before we get to you, Boki, sorry, Jordan's calling in. Jordan from Newcastle. Jordan, have your say, mate. What do you think? Are you still 80 out?
I am over the moon.
Yeah, we all are. But, you know, it's does this change anything for you as far as the, you know, what you were thinking before the game, that 80 out and he can't take us any farther? We're advancing to the next phase of the Carabao Cup, so that must mean something, man.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it, and I am going to say one of the best games I've seen so far from Newcastle.
One of the best games? Well, wow. Yeah, I mean, well, it's probably, at best, it's the third best game we played all season behind Man City and Everton. So, I mean, you know, it's not like he's way off. But, yeah. So, yeah, well, I mean, what did you like about the game? Did you want to see anything in particular that you want to keep for the next game, for example?
I would probably keep Miley in midfield.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Tonight, he kept putting pressure on Fulham, which was quite good because, I mean, obviously we've got Chelsea at the weekend, which I'm not looking forward to. A little bit nervous about that game, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's one of them. I think I've just seen Andrew's joined as well. Hi, Andy.
Hello, John. Mate, all right. Sorry, I was just sending a link to Stephen Rock. Sorry, just he's complaining about. I'll send him it.
Go on, Jordan.
I mean, it was amazing to see. Worcester played really well as well.
Good. Who was your best player, Jordan?
What was that, Gary?
Who was your best player tonight?
Oh, I'm going to have to say Lewis Miley.
Miley, okay. Yeah, he certainly didn't put himself any harm there, did he?
No, not at all.
No.
What did you think?
And I thought, at the end, I thought, oh, God, they're going to score. And I was like, they're not going to score because we had 6 minutes of extra time. And I think that's fair, to be honest, with all the stoppages that we had in the game. Talking about Joe Willock as well, I seen on one of the comments somebody had put to play Willock for the whole game. Possibly not for me. Good decision for bringing them off as well, because that challenge didn't look very good from the Fulham player. But obviously, talking about Eddie Howe in the players, it's just amazing to see that we've actually won a game and I've actually changed my decision about Eddie Howe.
Yep.
You want him to stay now?
You want him to stay? You can't flip flop like that, man. You're flip flopping like win, man. Nah, you got.
It's one of them. I think, like, obviously, Newcastle went that good on Sunday. We needed a win, we've got it, and now we've got Chelsea on Saturday. So hopefully,
very difficult game. Very difficult game. Yep. All right, then, Jordan. Well, thank you very much for calling us, mate. And we'll see you on the next one. All right.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah. All right, mate. Cheers. Have a good one. There you go, folks. Keep have your say. Call us now and have your say. 0191 916 8864. Boki, sorry. Give me your take on the game, mate. Sorry about that. We kind of got carried away there, Boki.
No,
what do you think of it?
Was a good result from a good not a good game, to be honest. It was a comedy errors at times. We lost the ball, they lost the ball, and we sort of jury reported about a bit in midfield. But end of the day, we got the result. He rotated the squad, so he's now got massive options for Saturday. Apart from, I think the only big worry is the back four now. If Tino is going to be out for any time with that injury, we are massively short now with defenders. Really, really short.
Yeah, with Tino, I've just had a look online. Tino is seen after the match with a heavy strapping to his knee.
Was that his knee as well, Gary?
Yeah, it was. It was one that he had the op on. The ACL on.
And you can see the scar on it, which is
I mean, to be fair, he was pointing more medial side, so I don't know whether it was just a bit of a twist.
Yeah, it was more back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was when he lost his foot in a little bit, and he put his foot down. It looked like his studs got stuck in the grass a little bit, so it might be just precautionary, mate. To be fair.
Yeah.
Still short anyway, though. We're still short for...
Very short, yeah.
If Hall's going to be out for a little while, then we're massively short.
Hey, but I didn't think Alex Murphy did a bad job when he come on now, you know.
But he's not attacking, though. He doesn't attack too much, man.
No, you do lose that momentum going forward. So, and I think what happened there, what you saw was a switch round where Murphy then stays and does what Miley was doing the first half and allowing Tino. What you saw in the second half was Miley then breaking the lines and pushing on. So I think it was nice to see that balance. And what it did do is when Fulham did try and put the ball over the top, it stopped those counters because we still had three bodies at the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Andy Bell, what's your take on the game?
I agree with Gary what he's just said there as well. Definitely picked up a good point there because Miley might not be in the box if that sub isn't made up. He's hit the nail on the head there for me. But the game, I mean, I made a post a few hours before the game. Like, can we not consider playing Jacob Murphy on the right hand side in games? I don't mean specifically this game, simply because we've got to look after Tino and we've got to look after Lewis Hall. We lost Lewis Hall before the start of the game. We didn't know that at the time. So Tino Hall's, let's be honest, he's gold. He's the crown jewels at this moment in wing backs for us, and potentially we've now lost him. So I wonder whether starting Jacob Murphy at right back today might have been a better. But look, we've won the game 2-1. I think we've done a Man United from 2 seasons ago, played poorly and getting over the line, personally. I think that's what we've done. We stuttered over the line. Tino came on, Tonali came on. He struggled for the first 6-7 minutes, give the ball away. And then he saved Alanga's blushes. Alanga gets to the byline, goes to try and take somebody on, gives the ball away. Tonali really saved us just before we scored. The game, we just looked disorganised. No midfielders tracking a runner for the first goal. Everyone's going to blame the centre-backs for that goal. That is not a centre-back's responsibility to pick up Lukic. That is the midfielder's responsibility to pick up a runner, in my opinion. Gary might disagree. I don't know. But for me, that is your midfielder right inside your 6-yard box. It's then your midfield's responsibility. When you're that deep, someone's got to help you out. And
I agree with that.
It's disjointed, and I honestly think we're papering over the cracks, and I think we'll see a better one.
Well, I didn't think it was that bad of a performance, to be honest. But we got to call here Chris from London. We got Chris from London, a Newcastle lad as well. Chris, how are you, mate?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I can't complain about the game today. I saw something today that I haven't seen all season. to be fair. I saw a number 9 that was willing to take the ball and was asking for it. I saw 2 attacking midfielders. They were going at goal, just not going the right way, basically. If they fed more through to Visser, we would have got more goals.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris, the second half, mate, bringing on those 2 wingers, I get they get paid money, but they did nothing.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Like the team looked worse towards the end when Toon Army, he did a good job covering the back line. Yeah, he was a bit shaky at the beginning, but he got back and saved our bacon a couple of times. And your point earlier, I'm sorry, mate, but Voldemar has 1 goal in 10 games. He didn't look like he was fitting into the system for the last 20 minutes. If we want to win something this year, I think the number 9, who we gave the 9 to, might have to play.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Voldemar is a 10, not 9.
Yeah. I think
I don't agree with that at all. Voldemar is a number 9. I'm sorry. If you go watch Nigelsmann for Germany, he's banging in goals. We don't play the system that suits Voldemar. That's the issue.
I agree with that 100%. To where I was more shocked, anything, not even about Wiss. I think Wiss had a good game. Although he, to be honest, it did start coming. His energy level started coming down, and he wasn't doing the same thing he was doing in the first half.
You'd think after that injury, there's a reason. I was surprised he was on for so long, Chris, because Gary knows tactics, right? If you can get a number 10, like look at what Ramsey was doing. Like him and Willock were getting a bit confused with each other. But if you can get at least 1 or 2 players to start feeding the ball through to a guy that likes poaching inside the ball, and look at you saw 2 wingers today, Chris, crosses, mate.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Players can get down the line and cross the ball because I'm sorry, Alanga and Gordon in that derby, I didn't ring up because I lost my rag, mate. I can't accept that. He's getting paid 150 grand a week, and as everybody stated, he has not assisted a goal in 11 months. Why does he play for our football club?
Well, my surprise tonight.
He offers nothing.
My surprise tonight wasn't. I think was good, but my surprise tonight was that the team actually wanted to for the center forward, and that was the difference here. And as you mentioned, that's how I agree that the team tonight played for the center forward, looked for the center forward. And when Voltemata is on the pitch or has been on the pitch, Voltemata has had to feed himself scraps all season. And that's my issue.
I'm sorry, but he did get involved today, and Gordon waved to him, play me through. And what did he do? He ran around in circles, got caught up in play, and didn't get the ball to no one. I'm sorry, but you have to give Voldemar a down for that. If you can't see someone making a run and you're the number 9...
You're talking about the derby.
I'm sorry, you can't defend him. No, but the point is, there were 2 players running on. He got past the ball. Gordon looked at him, ran straight in front of him, and all he did was spin around in a circle and got lost with the ball.
Are you talking about the derby? That's what that open play in the first half where...
No, today. Like today, when Voldemar came on,
he
got given the ball and all you could see was Gordon put his hand up, I'm running through. And even afterwards, you saw Gordon look at him as if, am I invisible?
But to be fair, even though Wissa was up there, the ultimate striker, better than Ronaldo Van Basten.
No, mate, we can't. No. So I'm going to cut you off there. I think, and I'm looking at this. I heard you earlier on. Mm-hmm. You want players in the team that have names, not players that are actually going to try and fight and win. Because as soon as people mention how good Visser was, you put your face down, and all you care about is Voldemar playing up front. I saw that from you today.
I want the best players.
As soon as that guy rung up and said about how good Visser was, you put your head down and ignored what he had to say.
No, I told you Visser was good. I told you Whistle was good. What else you want me to say? I can't worship him. So I mean, it is what it is. I actually think. No, hold on. There's no. First of all, there's no name thing because Wissa has a more renowned name than Voltemata does. So that's nonsensical for you.
No.
Because Wissa is established Premier League center forward. Voltemata is a kid that comes from Germany.
How good Miley was, and he said that he wanted him to play, and you just brushed it opposite. No, a big name can play instead.
No, I never said a big name. Nothing. You when Gary Moore called about Miley needs to play.
You said no, Miley. Why would we put Miley in over Toon Army? That's come out your mouth. I've watched the show.
Well, Toon Army is a better player than Miley. That's if you don't think that, then that's your problem.
But the fact is,
that's something for you to figure out. Not me.
I'm sorry, but it's down to a manager picking players on form, not their names. That's the whole reason why we don't want Elanga and Gordon in the team, because all they're playing is their wage and their name. They have not showed anything all season.
I'm assuming you're not comparing Gordon and Elanga's form to Tonali's form, because it's night and day.
No, Tonali's been off for 4 games.
Yeah.
Apparently he's
not as bad. Not as bad as Elanga and Gordon. I think you would agree with that, right?
Our team is not based on names. It's based on who plays the best. That's how football's always worked. If you're rubbish, we pull you out, we put someone else in. I don't know what Eddie's preference is with playing his favourites, but any top manager, if you have 2 or 3 bad games, you're out.
That's a different thing. But you're not going to tell me that Pep Guardiola is going to bench Haaland because he stopped scoring for 4 games in a row. That's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen. No, it won't. No. Now you're lying to yourself. Now you're lying to yourself.
No. You can't argue with me.
I am arguing with you.
Pep Guardiola played Phil Foden up front for a whole season because he didn't have a striker. Pep will play with what suits his system.
Pep will not bench Haaland. Don't lie to yourself, man.
They won the title with Phil Foden up front.
And Haaland wasn't there?
Haaland
wasn't there?
They're front lined.
Haaland wasn't there?
No, they didn't have Haaland. They didn't have him. They played with Phil Foden and they won the Premier League. Right? You can't give this, Pep would have done this. Pep is a world-class manager. He will play any player in any position and he will get results.
For the most part. Yeah. But he's still going to play his best players. He's still going to play his best players.
No, that's the point. He doesn't have to.
You got to find a balance. I do agree. Hold on. I do agree that the favorite type players like Gordon, who absolutely plays rubbish, and Elanga, who absolutely play rubbish for the whole season, then there's no defending that. I do agree with that. And I do agree for Joe Linton, Miley needs to play. Miley needs to play for Joe Linton anytime. But if you ask me whether Tonali or Miley, then you are losing it if you think that Tonali needs to be on the bench over Miley.
Because the fact is, we don't have fullbacks. So if a kid's willing to play right back, because he knows it's best for the team, you're gonna play. That's the kind of player you want to keep in the squad.
Really? Because so what about Dan Burn? Dan Burn.
Ask Gary. Gary will tell you.
No, that's fine. Gary can have his opinion. I'm not talking to Gary right now. I'm talking to you though. No. Don't cop out.
That's a player you keep.
Don't cop out. I'm not talking to Gary right now. I'm talking to you. So don't look for help. I'm asking you. You whinging whine about
no, mate,
Burn.
I'm asking you to ask a bloke that actually knows about football.
You whinge about Burn playing left back. Burn wants to play. He wants to do it for the team. He volunteers. He plays for the badge. So why can't you? Why don't you accept? Why don't you accept Burn playing left back? But you will accept Miley playing right back.
I'm sure you're not listening to anything I'm telling you. I have never, ever mentioned Dan Burn.
So you think Dan Burn plays great at left back?
I've never mentioned him, but you seem to be bringing out that I have.
I'm asking a question. So maybe I don't know what you think. So do you think that Burn plays great at left back?
I think that a left back should play left back.
So I just asked you about Dan Burn though. Do you think Burn plays great at left back?
Well, I don't know, mate. Dan Burn's got
you don't know
a punctured lung and broken ribs, so he's not going to play.
Okay, all right, that's fine. You don't want to answer that. That's no problem. But it is what it is.
No, you don't get it, do you?
No, I do get it.
You are asking me a question about Dan Burn. He cannot play. He's injured.
It doesn't matter. You're missing the bigger point. But that's fine. I think we can agree. I think we can agree that Miley needs to play.
If he was available, he's not available.
I think we can agree that Miley needs to play. But if you ask me over Tonali, no way in hell. Over Joe Linton, no doubt about it.
Then you're choosing names over performances.
No. I'm choosing our best player and trusting that he will return.
You are choosing names over performances.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference between Tonali, who's having a bad spell, if you will, than Elanga, who has never proven to be a great footballer at Newcastle United. Not once, not even today when he came
Exactly.
So
you are proving my point.
There is a difference between the two.
You are choosing players' names over performances.
There is a difference between the two.
Tonali, all you've mentioned is Tonali, his name. You've not mentioned how bad he was for the past 4 games.
Of course I have.
You literally just want to play names.
Of course I have. No. You're wrong about that. Of course I have.
No, you're proving my point. You would rather choose players who have a good name over a person that's had a good performance.
No. I'm choosing Tonali, who's been our most important player last season, who I still believe he is our best player overall. in this season as well, except the last 4 games.
Do you know what the funny thing is? You mentioned our most important person last season.
You
I
can't
think
compare.
you'll find he went to Liverpool.
And this season as well. In this season, except for the last 4 or 5 games, if you will. If you want to give, I'll give you that. But you're comparing him to Gordon, who hasn't played good in the last 2 years, and Ilanga, who's never played good at Newcastle United. So there's a difference.
I've never mentioned him.
There is a difference.
You were the one that's comparing this. I said Gordon and that shouldn't play. They shouldn't. At all.
They shouldn't.
Because I said to you, he has not assisted a goal in 11 months.
Okay. Well, listen, that's fine.
That's what I told you literally 5 minutes ago. I am calling out the fact that you seem to want names instead of performances.
No, I just no.
You want Voldemar to be up front, even though he hasn't scored in 10 games.
So how many chances has he been given to score? I want to know that.
It's not the point.
Do you know? No, it is the point.
This did today.
It's not the point. What do you
went into
mean?
midfield, took the ball.
Voldemar scored in his debut as well. So what are you on about? What are you on about?
Are you listening?
No, I am listening. I don't think you are listening.
Everybody else can hear
I think you want to scapegoat.
But I just said to you, Visser made himself available and went and found the ball. You were making up anything that comes in your head.
No. Actually, I think we should play with both. And he still doesn't do that. He's not going to do that. That's my bigger problem than arguing over
he won't.
this part.
What? He is not going to change from 4-3-3.
Well, then that's a problem. I think both. We need. I think Newcastle United need either Voldemar and Visser together up there. But he's not going to do that. I think that's the bigger problem.
What are they going to play? Because 4-4-2 has not worked in English football since 1996.
I'm not talking about 4-2-2. 4-2-3-1.
That was Man United.
4-2-3-1. You can still play that with wingers. So
who's going to play number 10?
Either Voldemar or Visser. Either Voldemar or Visser.
He's not number 10.
Either Voldemar or Visser. Both can play there.
Germany, if you've actually watched them in Germany.
Sorry, can you tell me any point during this season, and I'll ask you this because you would know, out of the 20-something games we have played this season, how many goals has Voldemar assisted?
2.
A big fat 0.
Well, Bell's is Andy Bell's saying 2, but you're very you're stuck in, I guess, thinking that the 10 only assists and the forward only crosses and the striker only scores. This is not the football that's it's played nowadays.
No.
They can interchange.
Why are you putting words into my mouth?
They can play off each other.
No, come on, answer the question.
So
why would I tell you he's not number 10?
You don't need an assist maker.
There's been a whole story about me saying something.
Why is shouting winning?
Have I said anything about what a 10 does?
Did Voldemar not?
You just spin your own narrative.
No, not at all.
Michael, can I ask you a quick question?
I've told you he can't play a number 10, and you're going, so number 10 doesn't assist or score. Did that come out of my mouth?
But you're asking whether Voldemar can assist. So you're asking that as if a 10 needs to do that nonstop and solely doing that. That's exactly what you're talking about. So, and I'm telling you,
job is to assist.
And I'm telling you,
to create opportunities for other players.
And he can do that. He can do that if it needs done. Voldemar can do that, or play striker, or Visser behind him. Visser has played winger for the Congo. Do you know that?
Visser
did you know that?
I know he does. He plays for Congo, but for Brentford he didn't because Sade played left wing and the other guy played right wing. Visser actually was the covering striker for Brentford City.
Did Voldemar not assist Bruno's goal when he curled it in against Everton? There's an assist. So you see.
Anyways, listen, we got 15 minutes already. We're 15 minutes already in, so we gotta let Chris go. But Chris will call us again because he always calls us, and we have a good conversation. We're gonna let you go, Chris. Any last thoughts on? Are you over the derby now, or are you? Is this game?
No, I'm not over the derby. All I'm saying is I saw things today that means there is another way of playing. Yeah. Bring a guy in the box and get players to feed it to him. Because apart from Willock always trying to run in front of Visser so Visser can't score, everything else seemed to be all right. The one problem I have, though, is if you're playing 2 defenders on their own while everybody else is up front, what happens when you get a team that's fast and can just run the other direction over the top of the defender?
I agree with that.
That's interesting. We got to let Chris go, though. We got other calls trying to call in.
Because a lot of times today, the defence looked shaky.
Okay. I agree. I would agree with that. Chris, thank you for calling, man. We'll talk soon, okay? Call us again.
Take care, Chris.
he didn't even say bye. Call us now, folks. Have your say. 0191-916-8864. You can call and challenge anybody here. Nobody's scared of anybody here.
You had time to check the stats there while we're checking, but I'm sure Bruno's goal that he curled in the bottom corner. I can't remember the team he did it to, but Waldemar won the header, knocked it down. Bruno scored. So there's one assist.
He's
this
had one
comment,
assist in the Premier League and one
this
assist in
comment made me laugh.
internationals.
Is this talk sport I'm listening to? Says Kevin. Well, it almost feels like that time. Yeah. Call us now, folks. Have your say. Whatever you want to say, you can challenge anybody. You can even grasp and hold on to Gary for help, for dear life, if you need it. You can always do that. Call us now, 0191-916-8864. Lads, what do you think about the... I mean, you know, we did have shaky... Chris is right on that particular. We did have shaky moments against Fulham, especially in the beginning as well. So, but it wasn't... I don't think it was a bad game. And I think it was Fulham has their limitations. Don't be wrong. And some people would say, well, Newcastle should have went straight at their neck. I'm not. I mean, saying happy about this performance is kind of weird anyway. But it was a good game overall. I think as far as Newcastle advancing and everything else. We got Sean from Ireland calling. Sean, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you? Better question, man. How are you, like?
Oh, I'm doing excellent, man. I'm doing excellent. So, what do you think about the game? Did you forget about the Mackems already, or you still lingering? You know, we semifinals, man. That's a lot. Again,
to be honest, man. Like, I'm having nightmares. Like, you know what I mean? Like after watching the Mackems game, like.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think of the game overall, though?
Been on before.
I think it was it was an average performance. Like, we played like Fulham were our equals. Like, and I get like current form, they probably are. Like, but you know, like coming into the season, I genuinely thought, you know, we might be able to push Chelsea this season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just very disappointing to see, like, again, like, you know what I mean? Like, against Fulham, like, you know what I mean? Like, it isn't. And we played them earlier this year as well. Like, I thought, you know what, we might be able to do well. But again, like, I think it was very average. We had good moments, but then we had very shaky moments as well, like in that game, you know.
Yeah.
Is this not telling us where we are, man?
Man City. We've got Man
Thank
City.
Thank you, Tony, for the super chat. Says Gary knows tactics. That's a show right there. Thank you very much, Tony.
Thanks, Tony. I forgot
Sean,
more than I know now, though, mate.
We got Man City next, which is really a big thing. We weren't even paying attention to the draw, to be fair, but it seems like Man City is now coming for us. So that's going to be a big task, if you will.
Home first leg.
I mean,
to them.
I mean, I will admit, playing like today is not going to be enough against Man City, to be fair. But I still think that it was a decent game, a positive game to say the least, especially after a horrible loss over the weekend. Well, who was your favorite player, Sean?
Probably Miley, I'd say. He did. I think he did very well. You know what I mean? Like, he was put into right back as well. Like, scored the goal as well. Like, so I think he did. I think he deserved it. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with Man City, I don't like even Chelsea. I think I don't think we win against Chelsea. I'll be honest. Like, there's no way. Like, we're winning against them. And City, I don't know. Like, City are finding the form. Cherokee, like, what a player for 30 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's absolutely wild. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, like, no, for me, honestly, I'm still, like, I would still prefer, like, us looking for, like, other managers. Like, for me, this is just papering over the cracks, like, really, like I think we play Chelsea. I think that's going to be another bad performance. We'll probably lose. And I think that's just going to be the cycle of the season. Like, you'll have good performances here and then good moments in games. And then you're going to have bad moments and you're going to lose, like. And I think he'll probably stay on as long as he gets some form of Europe, like.
So do you think this is carrying Eddie's eventual sword on? And I said in the group chat earlier today that to sack a manager when you're still in 4 competitions can be seen as premature. Let's be honest, as a board, you would look at everything involved. I'm sure everyone here would look at it and go, can you really sack a manager that's still in 4 competitions out of 4? But we've skipped over the line today, let's say. We fell over the line today.
Yeah.
I think game that I don't fancy us winning. Chelsea hit missy. Look, we may get a draw. I'd be surprised. However, I think middle of January we'll play Bournemouth in the FA Cup. We've got Man United. We've got some tough games before that. I think that from now till then will be. I think that is going to be the trigger point. That Bournemouth game is going to be the trigger point. If the PIF are looking potentially at anybody, they will be having chats before that. Regardless, we know this goes on, and I think if we get over that line, Eddie will be here, and if we don't get over that line, Eddie won't. Personally, in my opinion, I just think it's a manner of the games that's carrying on. We've got a pattern of play. Unfortunately, I think it's half to do with Nick Valdemar being up front. We've seen today when we've got some pace up front, we were a different team. It's a simple fact. When we've got movement up front, we've got a different team. The problem that we do have is the same problem we've got in wing backs. We don't have depth in defence, and we don't have depth. If Wissa's out, then we're back to square one again.
Well, something that changed very much that Valdemar has never seen is Barnes on the right. He saw it one time, I think, against Benfica. That turned out amazing. And Willock on the left. That doesn't happen often. And Willock is not, well, first of all, not really a winger, but he's not a player that will look after himself. Usually, he'll shoot all the way to the nosebleeds every now and then. But he's not really a guy that's looking for a shot. He's a guy that's got a lot of pace. That's going to push the ball up. That's more than likely going to try to look for the center forward, which that's what happened a lot with Wissa. So we don't know how Valdemar is going to act with that. Now listen, my final verdict on that is that they need to play with both of them. And
going on to what I was saying, Jacob Ramsey, we've seen how good he is in the middle of the pitch.
Had a lot of pace as well. Yeah, he was excellent today.
Problem is you've got to play your aggressive players through the middle of the pitch. We've seen an opportunity today where Harvey Barnes had the ball 30, maybe 40 yards out. Wissa's making a brilliant run. Harvey Barnes doesn't play that ball. It's as if we're coached not to play the ball through the middle. We start playing a little bit more through the middle, we will see the best out of Jacob Ramsey. If we don't, do exactly the same as what we've seen today. He's going to go under the radar, run like a madman, do his job, and we're not going to see the best out of him, in my opinion.
Sean, go ahead, man. Have your say there at the end, and before we let you go, mate.
No, Paul. Look, I think the issue with Valdemar is that, like, for me, if you buy a player like him, you need to adapt the playing style. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think the wingers need to come, like, even if you're going to play a 4-3-3, like, it needs to be a compact 4-3-3, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so you can have those quick passes and intersections within the team. Like, Valdemar can lay it off. He can do a quick 1-2 with the wingers, and then, you know what I mean? Like, get into the box. Like, I think that's how you should play it, like, with Nick Valdemar. Like, I think that's the best way to play it. Like, but the fact is, like, you have Gordon who wants to do his own thing, like, and the fact that Howe has him on penalties doesn't help at all. Like, the guy hasn't created a goal in ages. Like, I think it was since last January or something. Like, he hasn't created a goal. Like, and you're rewarding him by putting him on penalties, which is absolutely crazy. Like, in my opinion, he should be the number 9 taking the penalties. Like, nines typically thrive off of goals. Like, that's where the confidence comes from. When they're in front of goals, like, they're more likely to score. Like, if they take penalties as well. Like, and then you got Elang on the other wing, who he can't cross the ball. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, his final ball isn't there. Like, so for me, like, if you're gonna have a 9 like that, you need to have the proper players and the playing style. Like, so I personally don't agree with the last call in terms of, like, Walter. Like, I think we're letting him down. Like, he has a particular playing style. Like, he's not. Wissa, I would say, is closer to an Isaac than Walter Mata is. Like, he has a unique playing style. You need to adapt the team to that playing style if you want to get the best out of him. He's doing really well in Germany, like, because they keep possession. Well,
they got proper wingers as well. I mean, the wingers that they got, man. You're talking about Leroy Sané. I mean, we're miles away from that, to be honest, at the moment. But
like, we can't even keep possession properly. Like, do you know what I mean? Like if like, for me, how can coach possession-based football? Like, one is to keep possession, like, which we can't do, like, in games, like, which is ridiculous. Like if you take Nick Valdemar and place him in the City side, like, he'll kill it. Like, he'll be banging in goals. Like, you put him in Barcelona, he'll be killing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you put in those type of teams, like, he'll be smashing.
We gotta let Sean go. Sean, thank you very much for calling us, man. You're brilliant. All right, thank you very much.
Sean.
Call us again, brother.
And Sean.
See you later, Bunny lad. See you later. All the way from Ireland. A lot of people trying to have their say. Thank you, Warren. Don't forget to like. Says Waza in the house there. We got Man City next, though, man.
We are knocking.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, what a lot. What I mean, that's going to be a difficult one. You're going to need a lot of time. You're going to need a lot of good performances, man. I feel bad, Gary and Boki not getting a lot of shit. We got another caller here, new caller now.
No, you carry on. It's nice listening.
Whoa.
I've done a lot
Hello,
of talking.
how are you? Yeah, hello, how are you, mate? What's your name?
Chris, it's Peter.
Oh,
Hey,
lovely.
Peter.
War
Yeah,
Pete.
lad.
War Pete, man. How are you, mate? You doing good? Good
Yeah,
build
right.
up, by the way. Oh, he hung up.
Oh,
he
he
didn't.
does.
He didn't take that compliment very well. He'll call us back though. He'll call us back.
If you don't mind.
What'd you say?
Shane's Valdemar as a number 9. All his games when he was at Stuttgart was played alongside Undav. He's always had a goal-scoring player next to him or a midfielder supporting him when he was getting his goals at Stuttgart. People forget he played 13 games and only got 1 goal until they changed their formation in November time. So let's.
Are you talking about last season? He only had 1 goal.
When Valdemar, when he came in, he played. I think he got 2 very early on, and then he went all the way near to nearly Christmas, and he didn't score another goal until near November, and then he got 17 till towards the end of the season. And the reason being is Stuttgart changed their formation. They had Undav playing just off him. And I've watched Bundesliga for 3 seasons. I was proven to be foolish the other day in the comments, and Gary corrected them later on. I was correct. I watch Bundesliga football. I've watched Valdemar. And
he's awkward. That's what I said to you before. You know, when I've watched him, I've never been that type of. With the way we play, I've never really seen him as the man to get us out of that sticky situation. And if you put your hand on her heart, why was he so far down our pecking list?
Correct.
For the type of players that we were looking for. He's a hybrid. I mean, if you was to give him a title, he's a hybrid. He's a false 9. Because he plays in the sweet spots. But the only way you're going to give him or you're going to get him to play within the team is by, like you said, either throwing Wissa high so it allows him that free roll in the hole. And that doesn't mean that you are going to be buddies and be shoulder to shoulder. What you should allow Voltemada to do then is go and play in the tandems. Go link up your wingers. Go and just play the game as it should be. And as we've seen, he's strong. He can hold the ball up. And when you play with that type of player, what it does do is allow the team to move further up the field and control it in the offensive third rather than midfield or defensive third. So he's a great player to have in your squad. I just don't think Eddie Howe is the right coach for Voltemada.
If you've got another guy next to Harry, please tell us if I'm wrong. You could even throw him out wide and throw diagonals at him and head them in the box. If he's going to start winning headers, which we haven't seen much of him, I think it's 36% of his aerial duels he's won since he came to the Premier League, which isn't what we bought him for, so I'm not going to hammer him for it. But if he can start to fill out and win his aerial duels, you get people around him and Shaw's hitting them diagonals like he did today. Hit the balls in the middle of the pitch. The defense don't know where it's going. The attackers don't know where they're going. It causes problems.
When you've got one player up top, go on, man.
Okay, we got a caller here. New caller. How are you? What's your name?
It's Rock, it is.
Who is it?
Rock the Toon.
Oh, is that Steve?
Yeah.
Steve, man, how are you, mate? What do you think about the game?
I thought it was a good game.
Yep.
I agree with everyone that Lewis Miley was absolutely fantastic. When Traore came on for Fulham, he's a big lad. I thought, oh, here we go. You know, this guy's got a bit of what's him up front. He's going to be pushing all players up front. But Miley just fucking rang rings. Sorry for Miley. Miley rang rings around him. You know, I thought he took the ball off him. You know, down by the box. Just unlucky that he passed it back to one of their players. But he was all over the place. And I thought
as I said, best player on the pitch tonight. I didn't see any major problems from anybody else, really. They just didn't play as good as Miley. I don't agree with what that fella was on about Miley should be on all the time. Tonali's a good player as well. He starts well. Miley's pretty good. You bring him on as a sub. But yeah, it's good to see him starting and playing a few games. I thought the Wissa goal, it was a tap-in off the keeper's mistake. But he's in that position where we want him.
Yeah.
And Murphy was playing some beautiful balls in. And I thought he was one of the next best player on the day as well, Murphy, because he was putting passes in lovely. It's just what our players weren't there just to get onto him. And I think it's really, I think today, as I said, we can't get too up ourselves. Like we played games this season where we played really well, and the next game we've just literally, let them in. When we got the second goal, it was fantastic. And I thought, right, we've got to defend this, because when we've been 2-1 up in games or 1-0 or whatever, we've been conceding towards the end. Mm-hmm. And we didn't today. So I was like, when we went 2-1 up, I was like, no one else score, because that was my prediction. And
Steve,
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Man City is going to be a totally different kettle of fish, though.
Boki has a question for you.
A quick question. What did you think of Wissa on his debut? What were your initial thoughts on him in a Toon top?
I think he was getting his position pretty well. I think he did well. And like I said, it's good to see him actually score on his actual full debut. But he's still got to settle in a bit more. At the end of the day, he needs game time. But I think we need to start him for a few games to get him to put it in. Bringing him on as a sub is not enough. So start him like we have today. Give him 70 minutes, whatever, and then if everything's we need to, and bring Walter Marder on or whatever, and go from there. But I think he needs game time. And I think as soon as he gets more game time and he gets used to the way Murphy puts balls in, or if Alanga's playing instead or whatever, it's just basically he just needs to be in the right position at the right time.
Yeah. And I agree with Miley as well. I don't know, Chris from London, the guy that was getting onto me, arguing with me. I think he would have never gotten an argument if he said, Miley needs to play over J7. I would have been, I'm all over that. But when you bring Tonali in the conversation, then we know that Tonali's having a bad spell, but we know Tonali. Oh, yeah. Actually, in the matter of fact, when he came on today, he was on point. You got to count this as a positive game, right? Because he was on point tonight, Tonali. Remember that Traore ball as well that he just took out of Traore's feet, and Traore didn't even know what happened. Do you remember that part?
Did he not give the ball across the field?
Oh, give the ball away! Fucking hell, man!
Did you see him cross for the corner though? To be fair, it was.
And he had an assist today, by the way. We're talking about stats. Yeah, and that's one hell of a cross.
If you're going to go on about stats, you're on about Leverkusen. Gordon got a goal and an assist, but he was fucking awful the first half.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it can be, it can go both ways. No, but listen, I think that, in my opinion, if you argue and Tonali needs to be on the bench, then it's just,
yeah. I think it's everyone deserves a game. Everyone needs, gets to be out there. But we've got such a big squad. Not to say such a big squad. We've got a bigger squad than we've had in the last few years. So we're going to have to switch people around. This reason what we got now is that we got the players that can play up in defence. I still think we still need another striker, especially if Asula's going in January. We need to get at least another striker to minimal. We've got the midfield now, practically. It's there. So you've got to rotate players, because you don't want players to be stale, sitting on the bench all the time. They've got to be, they've got to rotate them. The same with our defence. If we don't rotate, players then just, stagnate. So we're going to have to change things all the time. Not really every game, but we do have to do it regular.
The Ramsey performance was very good. So
Yeah.
you know that's one to keep an eye on, to say the least.
It's going to do wonders for Miley's football education as well. Defensive awareness, playing right back. For me, there was a couple of times he covered the inside attacker and he left some space behind him. But
Well,
Nunes is playing right back for Man City, and he was being called out at the start of the season for being out of position, and he was a 40-odd million pound player, and he played seasons at Fulham, I think. Was it Fulham? He was it before he signed him. So we seen what he was like in midfield. Look, Miley's happy to play. That like going back to your mate that was giving you grief before on the phone. You're on about names and blah blah blah. We want to. A lot of us want to see Gordon on the right hand side, a shot, but ultimately it doesn't seem like Gordon wants to play there. In my opinion, if he doesn't want to play there, he can piss off, because there's other people in this team that are willing to play out of position, do the hard yards, and do the job. And then look at the rewards that he's getting today. A little substitution, like Gary mentioned at the start of the show, has given Miley the opportunity to go and be a Gerrard in Istanbul. All right, it's not on the same scale, but it's the same moment for us to get us into the semi-final of the cup. You know, if we'd had this moment 4 years ago, we would be saying it's an Istanbul moment, because we hadn't had a semi-final for a long time.
Yeah. Steve, we gotta let you go, mate. But thank you for calling us. All right, thank you very much. And you had.
Oh man, guys, have a good Christmas, everyone.
You too, mate.
Steve.
Have a good one. Steve rocked the tune there. Call us now and have your say, folks. A lot of people trying to call now, so please continue. I guess you could wait until the person is off and then call us. But yeah, you know, we're off now. It's I think it's a positive. Well, the result is clearly positive, but I think the performance is. You make six changes too. You know that's a lot to, especially when for example, Ramsey played well and it didn't even look like he hadn't played in a long time. Another caller in right now, Steve from County Durham. Steve, how are you, mate?
No, Steve, man. It's the king of Qatar.
Oh, that's Roy. Oh, sorry about that, man. We had you. We labeled you the wrong way, man. The king of Qatar. My bad. My bad. My bad, man. You were labeled in the wrong name. But Steve called us as well. Roy, what you got to say, bro? You could have saved it for tomorrow, man.
You can call me Steve if you want.
Okay. You could have saved it for tomorrow, man.
Only weekends.
So what do you think? What do you think?
Much better than the Sunderland game. Much better.
Well, they didn't take much.
And with I couldn't believe how different we looked with a proper number 9 up front. So I think once Wissa's fully fit, it'll be him number 9, and Valdemar is gonna have to change his game or do something, or Eddie find a way to play them both together. It's not gonna happen playing them, because Eddie's not gonna change that 4-3-3. And Valdemar is not going to be in that 3 in the middle or in the wing.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But I'll tell you this, just so for the sake of not arguing for no reason, we shall see. We shall see if anything changes. I don't think it's sustainable for us to play badly, and no matter who you got up there, he's not going to score anything, because he clearly you can't have a good striker has to have a good team giving them the ball. I think that way anyway. But some people did believe that just by putting Wissa there, then the problem is solved. So we shall see. We should just wait and see how the team performs. Tonight, for example, it seemed like the team cared to feed the ball to the striker. So if that continues, then they'll be right.
But put in some good crosses today, though, Chris.
What was that?
He put in some good crosses today. He did.
Yeah. Who did?
But there just wasn't enough We had a lot of midfielders runners today. I think they were just the timing. We had times where we had a lot of midfield runners, ball went behind them, and then we had times when the ball went in front of the goalkeeper and they weren't there. Murphy put in some good deliveries today. The delivery difference between Harvey the other week when he was on the right-hand side and Gordon when he was doing it. We all know Murphy's the best crosser of the ball in this squad. Can we agree on that?
I think
Yeah.
that when you look at Murphy, I think you're right. What Murphy tries to do early on, but I think there was a lot of opportunities where I think it was too early at times. So he's played the ball into an area where, unfortunately, we were too deep. So you have to have time, and this is what I said. When Toon Army came on, what Toon Army tries to do is professionally run the clock down. So he'll hold on to the ball in the right areas. And Murphy needs to do that. He needs to know when to play the ball, and he also needs to know when just to say, you know what, I haven't got anybody to play to, I'll go backwards.
It's all timing, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
He's just asking
which
someone.
Insanely enough, we criticize those midfielders who are not proactive and just make those passes, to their next to them, and don't risk the forward pass. So I guess it's a mixture of a balance, I guess, if you will.
You see, nobody's mentioned him, but my man of the match was Ramsey. I thought Ramsey was a breath of fresh air for me.
I thought you went yeah.
And listen, Miley had a fantastic game, and I'm not going to turn that away from him. But for a lad who has been pointed out by Eddie Howe as being the player to hold on to the ball, the passer of the ball, and everything else, gave him massive shining lights, never plays him. And yet today, you've actually seen what the lad can produce higher up the field. And this is what I said, Eddie has the option now to play players against opposition that suits them. Today, Fulham suited Ramsey. It's not going to suit the likes of Man City on the press, but Voltemada playing with Wissa, that could be a different game against Man City if you grow the kahunas to try it, because you're playing a different system.
That's the thing, man. Yeah, go on, Boki. Sorry.
I tell you one thing, Roy. Shaw didn't off that ball for the first goal, didn't he?
He does that regularly, though.
Which one?
The first goal.
Why?
Yeah, the diagonal cross.
That was.
That's the type of ball I want to see.
Yeah, that was too early, and that was that good.
All right.
If he's
to watch it, mate.
Roy, we're gonna see you tomorrow, man. Oh no, tomorrow you got paddle, whatever you call it, whatever that sport that rich people play because they got too much.
That's the best sport in the world, man. The sport for
whatever, man.
That's why I play.
We need to do a watch along with you and criticize you like you criticize Newcastle. Trust me, you'll be knackered with that.
Anyway, I got my prediction right, and I got 5 more points. Happy day.
There you go, man. There you go. Easy prediction, 2-1. Can never go wrong with a 2-1 prediction. All right, Roy. See you later, mate.
See you later, lad.
See you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
There you go. That was Roy Caviani there, ladies and gents. Keep calling. Have your say. 01. What's the phone number, Boki?
0191 916 8864.
There you go, baby. There you go. Call us now, man. People trying to call, man, and have their say.
There you go.
Shout out to the Mighty Win, who is knackered at the moment.
We are knackered.
I don't know what happened, man. This is the only person in the world who gets rid of the cold and gets it 2 days later. I never heard of that. But he got it back, man. He had to leave the stadium, so and a lot of people say that they're happy about that anyway. Atmosphere picked up after he left, but no, actually, to be fair, atmosphere wasn't that great though. Atmosphere wasn't that great, man. I'm telling you. And they did their best to back Eddie Howe, aside from the flags, of course, but the flag doesn't sing. They tried the Eddie Howe's Black and White Army, blah, blah, blah. But it was about for a minute or two, but, people didn't want to keep going with that. So, I mean, for the crowd to boo or to sing to get the manager sacked, that takes a lot. So I don't think we're gonna be to that point yet.
Did anybody know a little bit of uplift in the crowd when Jacob Ramsey made a challenge? It really did get us going.
Oh yeah.
It was about
by the way,
78th minute.
I did notice that particular not with Ramsey but with Toon Army. I realized that with Toon Army. Toon Army had a couple.
Might have been Toon Army. I might get that wrong, Chris.
It might have been.
Yeah.
No, we got the Toon Twin. We got the Toon Twin trying to have his say. How are you, buddy?
All right, mate. Take 2.
There you go.
So yeah, it's Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, it is, but great show, by the way, earlier on. You got good hosting skills, man. You got good hosting skills, man. You came out, I like it. I like it, man. Yeah.
Good stuff. Alright.
So what'd you
Yeah.
make of the game there? You might much better, happy days, man. We're back to the semis.
Well, I mean, it was at times a bit scrappy. There was a lot of pressure on tonight. To be fair, I thought at times they actually played some decent stuff. It was on a knife edge at times as well, but I thought Bruno led by example in the middle. He was a bit of a general tonight, and obviously Ramsey got his chance as well tonight. And I like what I saw. I thought he played well. He closed down well, and he's also got a nice tempo about him. Like Gary Moore said earlier about Miley, he shows maturity beyond his years. He probably should have been in, way earlier this season, to be fair. And yeah, I think with regards to Voltameda as well, obviously a nice little ding dong you had earlier, Chris, with regards to the Voltameda debate. But yeah, I mean, my take on that is with Wissa. I think you saw tonight that the difference is in the fact that Wissa can stretch the defence. So you're going to be playing balls down the channel that he is. And the defender knows that, he can't just get touch tight in the same way that he can with Voltameda, who's going to maybe want it more to his feet. So it's not a criticism, it's a different kind of style. And ideally, like you said, Chris, I want to see them both on the pitch at some point further down the line. That would be the ideal scenario. But I thought Vissa helped us up the pitch and stretch their defence. And I mean, second half we kind of had them pinned in, really. Obviously, it was always going to be just a goal difference. Newcastle United this season, it was always never going to be a comfortable win. But I'm glad that they managed to get the win tonight, because I think it was much needed, and they owed it. Obviously, Eddie Howe, he's kind of he's under pressure. So that was a big win.
The only thing, it seems like once again, injuries are saving Eddie Howe, because Joe Linton is Keith Down is reporting now some breaking news that Joe Linton hasn't been playing because he's nursing a groin problem. He's fit to a point, but it would only be in an emergency situation. So that's that then. So, that just makes you believe that if Joe Linton's fit, that he's playing and not Miley, the game winner for tonight.
Yeah.
So, to the, we keep on referencing to we keep, because he would be playing in case of an emergency. That's what Keith Down is being told. So to reference the Chris lad that was arguing with me, instead of arguing about Voltameda or Tonali, who are not the problem, we need to argue whether the manager has what it takes to take out, because Miley should be playing, not instead of Tonali, but instead of Joe Linton. But it seems like Joe Linton is not playing because it's an injury. And also, by the way, Jordan Cronin saying that Eddie Howe on Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall, it looks like a knee problem, which Tino's had issues with knee problems before, so had to come off. He is such an honest and dependable lad that sends worrying signs, really, for his participation maybe in the Chelsea game. Let's see. That's according to Jordan Cronin quoting Eddie Howe. So now we're not God, man, because we ain't got the best left back in the world, Dan Burn, and now we don't have the right back.
Well, we're going to definitely be playing
Well,
Lewis
when Tino came off, Timmy was
Saturday.
saying at the time, I was watching the game with Tim, and he was kind of saying, look, I called it, should be resting Tino. Not that we've really got that luxury. Timmy's point was that, he's came back from a long-term injury and he's now suddenly played 4 or 5 games on the bounce. I don't know if that's got anything, with that injury that he has picked up. I don't know. It's a lot of stress on. I mean, Gary point, the stress that's going to put on the body from such a long spell out. Is that have we risked injury there? I'm not sure, but like I say, we'll kind of stretch in defence anyway. So maybe it's one of those where we didn't have that luxury to rest them.
I think it wasn't for the super chat says Wall doesn't fit this team. How wouldn't chose him? He did. Wait, what? So who chose him for £69 million? Because I want to know, because that person needs to be gone effective immediately. So that makes no sense right there. Peter, outstanding call, man. You're a great lad and part of our team. So Wherever I'm going, I'm taking you with me, man. You better believe that, man. I got you. All right. I'm not going to Middlesbrough though. You're going by yourself, man, because that's too far, man. That's too far, man.
Taking the fumes, you know.
No,
Taking the fumes. It's all good.
It's too smoggy over there. But we'll stay in touch, man. We'll stay in touch. All right. Have a good one,
Cheers,
buddy.
pal.
Take care, man. Hey, by the way, I had to before you hang up. You still there? You know what I was thinking the other day when I was on the Premier League show. Did you notice something? No, hold on. Did you notice something, Peter, about that video?
The latest one.
Come on, man.
Proves that we're wankers.
No, listen. I was looking at it, and I'm like, I bet you Tim and Peter would be proud. You gotta tell your mom, because their mom is a big fan of mine. No matter what Chris from London has to say, Peter, the twins' mom, she's a fan of mine, and their dad's picture was right there in front of national TV.
Oh yeah,
right there for everyone
Chris,
to see.
I've said that the first time you were on, I pointed that out the first time. You know, I said, look, called me man, said like Dad's pictures are like beams around the world there, and it was great to see. So I'm loving it, Chris. It's a really nice touch. So
lovely, man. Lovely.
No, I really appreciate that.
No, I don't want to knacker you, but I just wanted to remind you of that it's right there in the background. Lovely, the old St. James's Park, baby, the old St. James's Park. Peter, thank you very much, mate. We'll talk soon. All right.
Nice one. Cheers,
buddy.
Cheers, Peter.
Take care.
See you later, man.
That was Peter there. Have your say, folks. We'll be live for a few extra minutes here. 0191 916 8864, ladies and gents. Call us. Lewis Miley made of the match tonight. You would think so anyway. He played outstanding. He played outstanding. It would have been, but they're gonna give him the man of the match because he's a Geordie and the game winner and all that. But Ramsey was pretty good. I have one rule about judging players. You got to judge them on their respective positions. I mean, he scored a goal, of course. That matters a lot. But, scoring goals is not his thing. So we need to judge him on how he plays. He's a midfielder. I mean, the right back thing, I don't know. I mean, that's not really, I wouldn't be doing that too often. But
do you think Bruno might have picked the midfield tonight after what happened between Eddie and everyone's saying that it was such a thing, he's been thrown under the bus. Dr. Abusi said that. Do you think maybe Bruno's went, well, I think I might play well with these two? I'm just saying, do you think there's an element in that? Because it was a bit of a shift up, a sitter and two runners. I mean, a lot of us have been saying that for a long time. That's ultimately what we need against the likes of Fulham. Obviously, against the likes of Man City, like Gary said earlier, you need a Jollin, you need a Toon Army, or even both, just to sit in. I think Bruno might have said, look, give people that and give the ball to when they're moving forward in front of us. We may be not a mess.
I think it would be messy if Bruno started picking the teammates. I think that
would be incredible.
I think you've also got to start thinking about the way the team develops as well, because what that also does is allow Bruno to save his legs a little bit. I mean, Boki mentioned it in the first half. He did look like he was running through treacle at times. Yeah. So playing in that situation where you have got two fresh players, if you like, because they've played very little minutes, it allows them to go and do the hard yards, to sit in the holes. I mean, to be fair, at one point it was difficult to try and pick up where Willock was playing because he wasn't playing out wide, he wasn't playing inside, he wasn't playing in the middle. He was just roaming around. He was like one of those little flies that you want squatting. And I thought that, like I say, for me, Ramsey played a little bit more disciplined. He played in the channels. He went backwards and forwards. And for 90 plus minutes, only giving the ball away 4 times in the whole game. That's why I chose him, because what you need and what we failed to do, and listen, Miley had a great game. He played a great game in a way that he was under a lot of scrutiny, because nobody really knew where he was playing apart from Eddie Howe, I think. And me and Boki picked up in the preview. He was training with the back four at right of the 4, so straight away it gave it away. So anybody who couldn't see that and couldn't work out where he was going to play, you may as well go and put Wynn's glasses on. But I mean, for me, players need to show up, and that's what I said. That's why I looked at those two, and very close together. And the only reason I give it to Ramsey is he's not had the opportunity. And that for me was the fact that it was an important game for Newcastle to bounce away from the Sunderland, a little bit of guile. And that's what I wanted from our midfield. And like I say, Bruno was the orchestrator, if you like. He was the one who was putting things together. But there was a lot of issues still in and around the squad, and the issues still have to be ironed out for this team, to go any further in this competition. There's going to be a lot of luck go your way against the likes of Man City, because they are a team that will devour any mishap with the ball. And we do seem to give the ball. Yeah, we do seem to give the ball away a hell of a lot these days.
Superchat says there's no way Walt was even in house 2-5 panic. Something like that. Thank you very much.
Top five.
Panic also at the end. So there you go. Thank you, Waza and Ian Fleming. Glad we won, but still not sure about Eddie Howe. Well, that's very much spot on. I mean, thank you for the super chat, Ian, but it is what it is. I mean, I still think he needs to be going at the end of the season. I don't think anything's changed. For me, that's why I don't take that decision lightly to say he needs to be sacked or not. I don't take that lightly at all. So I had to think about it real hard, and the Mackham game was my breaking point. Nothing really changes. It was in the books for Newcastle to beat Fulham anyway. We did a 2-1 with a game winner at the end of the game. So, nothing really changed as far as the team being amazing. We did what we had to do. We were good. And we shall see. The Chelsea game is going to be a difficult one. But we got to, fans need to support during match day, of course. But match day's over, then you get to start using some critical thinking and decide. So I agree with Ian Fleming, 100%. You can't let one victory, almost an expected victory, if you will. Listen, if we would have not passed tonight to the next stages, it would have been mayhem. So but it didn't. We were through.
They were a very poor. Go on, sorry, Boki.
No, but just in some ways, lads. Yes, we won the night, and yes, it was a better performance. But let's not let this completely paper over the cracks. Fulham weren't a great team. They didn't have great players out there, and were both as bad as each other.
Yeah.
At times. So yes, we've got through, and that's great, and hopefully we'll go on and win the cup. But don't let this performance completely paper over the cracks of what's been going wrong. We've done that all season. We've been on this roller coaster ride, and we just need to settle down when we lose and settle down when we win a little bit, and start reflecting a little bit more calmly on things.
Mm-hmm. You took the words out of my mouth. I mean, we have to understand that Fulham have lost 4-5 good players. 3 to the AFCON, and that's completely unravelled their team. And they've had to put, I'm not saying makeshift players, because there is some good players in amongst them, but there is a void between the two clubs. And at this present moment in time, there's 2 places in between us in the Premier League. So it just proves that we are on a little bit on a lower ebb in the trajectory rather than going the other way. But again, it's still a win. And like I say, sometimes you need that little bit of luck, the ball to bounce for you. And I think today, with Wiss's first goal, it was a bit of lady luck that got on our side today.
Well, of course. But it counts, and we shall see. Things can change.
Instinct, goal scoring instinct, like a poacher, like a Papi Cisse, just following in.
Just following it in, yeah. Anything can happen, you see, if you follow it in.
I like that from us.
All I'm saying on the Voltemara Wissa debate is that I'm glad Newcastle United decided to realize they had a center forward today and pass the ball to the box. And if you do that, then you might get good results. And we haven't done that with Voltemara. So we haven't done that with Voltemara.
Tell me, ma. I won't be home for tea. We're going to Wembley. I'd like to think if 40,000 of them were singing that, 1,000 believed it. I'll be honest. And that was before the draw was drawn.
Yeah.
If we can't improve our form before the next game in the Carabao Cup, which will be probably mid-January. I think 30th, 17th of January. Look, we've beat Man City. We've proved we can beat them. And Eddie's going to have that.
Yeah, that's true.
Eddie's going to have that in his locker when he goes into the locker room and say, look, we beat these already this season, but they are always improve after Christmas. That's it.
There you go, ladies and gents.
We're going to have, if we're going to hit Wembley, we're going to have to deal with that. And Shaky, for me, are a combination to behold in the future. Mark my words.
So anyway, we gotta call it off, but we'll be back again tomorrow live. So join us then. Don't know if Win is sick or not, but we might have the call-ins. We'll be live either way, earlier in late morning, early afternoon. So yeah, call us and hopefully Win will be with us. But either way, I'll be by myself. If not, then receiving the call so you can call in and have your say. Thank you very much to everyone that has called in. Appreciate you. Whatever your disagreement, agreement, whatever it is, happy clappers, bedwetters, twatters, etc. You are all welcome on this channel. So thank you very much. Thank you all the super chatters as well for donating to the channel. Appreciate all of you out there. And we'll be back again for it tomorrow. So thank you very much. See you on the next one. Away the lads.
Lasses and bands.